Okay, what I have here is a collegiate hitter. I believe this is a wonderful swing. I believe this resulted in a home run. But even if your kid will never get a home run, this is still something to strive for, even if you're a contact hitter. Strike 0 and 1, if instructed, and you need to hit a hard hit ball, this is what you want to do. We can always take away a little something and get back to being a contact hitter, but you can't take a contact hitter and turn them into a rotational hitter necessarily, but you can always take a rotational hitter and turn them into a contact hitter. So bear with me, this will be kind of a long rambling thing. I apologize in advance for my rambling. So what we're watching for right now is her front foot, and I want you to watch when she touches her toe, her heel will remain up, and when it comes down it will actually do what's called a heel drop, which initiates her swing. So there's the heel drop. Her hips now start to move. This back foot will come up. I gotta hit pause, there's too much going on. So this is just wonderful. So again, her heel dropped, this back heel came up, beginning to drive this leg forward, which is going to drive the rotation of the hips before the hands. And this is exactly what we call our launch position. This front arm is roughly parallel to the ground. I was telling the kids it's like throwing a frisbee. So watch, that left hand, she'll throw a frisbee to the pitcher, and this backhand, this elbow, I want you to watch. It's going to slot alongside of her rib cage later. We have to watch later after she rotates. It'll stay right there. So this whole upper body will move as a unit, but only after the hips open. So really pay close attention there and watch this. I hit play. I meant to hit slower. So I'm going to back it up to the beginning real quick and do this again, slower. And again, watch. The front foot is going to come down. The heel is going to drop. At that moment, her hip is going to begin to snap a little bit. This is step 2 in our number 1, 2, 3 drill. Step 2 just happened. This back leg is going to drive. That heel is going to come up. And again, we're going to stop right about here. This is the beginning of a wonderful launch position. You notice how the bat is kind of where, if you watched any of our drilling today, that's where the bat, I was trying to hold it still because this whole upper body moves as a unit. So keep watching this. We're going to go a little more forward till contact. So stopping at contact here. Now that was a really high pitch, stopping at contact, a little left. I want you to observe these lines. This is wonderful. So a high pitch, you'll notice that she's a little forward in her body. If this is a low pitch, it would match this plane exactly. But we'll worry about that stuff later. But right now, she rotated. She locked this front leg and she rotated in a circle with her hips first around this point. Let's go back to the beginning real quick, and I'm going to do it a little bit quicker, not very much. So watch her heel drop, then her hips are going to go before her hands. So it'll say hips, and again, we're going to watch up here. Watch this left arm throw a frisbee. Watch the back arm throw a karate punch. There's the frisbee, and her back arm is sliding nicely and throwing a karate punch to contact. Look at that. That is ridiculously beautiful. If you look at this arm, it's still bent here. We're nowhere near rolling over. That comes later. The most important part about rotational hitting, you got to understand, is we only concern ourselves with what happens between the launch position and contact. Everything that happens before that launch position is largely style. Everything that happens after contact is physics. If you do everything right in the steps 1 and 2 of our 1, 2, 3 drill, the rest is just physics. You don't have to tell people to finish high. You don't have to tell people to really watch the ball. Look at her eyes. Her head, in fact, I'm going to draw a circle around her head in a minute, never moves from launch position to contact. And after contact, again, we don't care. If your head tilts, if your head moves, if your head swings away, you'll always hear coaches yelling, keep your eye on the ball. After contact, I don't want you to keep your eye on your ball. I want you to run into first. So I'm going to draw a circle around her head, even where it is right now. Here's that circle. So let's back this up again and play it again. Now, I talked about there's a linear portion to hitting. The linear portion happens right now. Her head is going to move into that circle. It's moving forward towards the pitcher. That's a linear aspect of rotational hitting. Once she does that heel drop, it becomes rotational hitting. So we're going to let this go all the way to the end. There's her heel drop. And as the moment her heel drop happens, her head is going to be in that circle, and it's really not going to move much at all the way through to contact. So there's no move in your head. Your eyes track the ball to that bat, and even after contact, that ball is a home run, I seem to recall. So this is rotational hitting in a nutshell. It's the drills that we're working into your girls. Give it some time. It might seem a little strange at first, but there's really no bad instruction here. This is what all of the big kids are doing. Thanks for listening.